Alright, now just before I go into this video, I know this video is about me playing 24 hours with Super Vegito, but unfortunately, for some reason, if you stream for more than 12 hours on YouTube, your stream just doesn't appear. Like, it might show on my channel, you might be able to click it, but you won't be able to watch it, so everything that happened in that stream is just gone, which is quite unfortunate because I wanted to include clips from it, because it was such a beautiful stream, and for the guys that were there, the support and everything meant the world. Honestly, 24 hours is not easy to do, and we did actually pull it off. There will be a screenshot in the video to actually show that the stream is 24 hours long. So yeah, definitely do enjoy the video. Appreciate all you guys' love and support. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, probably at 29,000 subscribers by the time this video goes up. I don't know, but yeah, man, enjoy the video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for even clicking the video. 24-hour stream was crazy. Hopefully we'll do a 12-hour one sometime in the future, but we'll see. Enjoy, man.
To go even further beyond.
Yes, sir. My name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, I'm gonna be doing a slightly different video, but I wanted to just sit down and have a talk based on Ultra Super Vegito, because as you guys should know, if you don't know, I did a 24-hour stream on the channel. I was streaming for 24 hours, yes, and I was using Ultra Super Vegito pretty much the whole stream. Not for the whole 24 hours. We did a bunch of things, Fall Guys, some GTA. We were talking a lot. There was a lot of fun activities in the stream. For everybody that showed up, much love. The support was insane. Everything was just great in that stream, like the vibes of everything, and even people that showed up, ZBG, Virgil, Varbar, Greenruff, guys kept me awake for literally a long portion of the 24 hours, but all the support, every guy, every girl, every person that showed up in the stream, appreciate the love and support. But because I used them for so long, you can imagine I tried them on multiple teams, spent 45,000 Chrono Crystal so far. I'm gonna spend more, but using him at 8 stars, I have a decent opinion on him, and I wanted to kind of talk about the meta as well as how good he is with his current position, his kit, what he's bringing to the table, and how good he is in general and where I would place him. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. We are very close to getting that 30,000 subscriber goal. So if you could press that red button there. No teachers on my channel, so you do need a sub. Let's go, man. All my social media links are going to be at the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel, but we've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link. I messed up the count there. All in the description below, so make sure to check me out on all of those. But yeah, man, there's going to be some USV gameplay in the background. Just enjoy the conversation here and let me know what you think about my thoughts, given that I used them for 24 hours. If you think, if you disagree at some points, just let me know why. But I feel like my opinions are all backed up by the fact that I used them a lot. And their kits are just self-explanatory, to be honest. But there are some debatables, I will have to say. But let's get into this video now. Now, I feel like the first place to start would be to base it off his stats. I have him at 8 stars, so I'm just going to use what I have and not base him off like base stats or anything like that. I have him at 8 stars. And he's a defense type, of course. You have to consider that. I feel like the fact that he's a defense type is actually very, very good. At first, it didn't strike me very well. I hate it. Because I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is a fusion warrior, especially Vegito or Gogeta, a defense type? They're literally the only guys in the show that come out and just beat the hell out of people. Like, come on, man. But I do actually like it. In game, it makes a lot of sense for fusion warriors. Essentially, he can still pack a large hit, pack a big punch, but the fact that he's tanky comes in more handy than you'd ever feel was important. Especially for someone that uses fusion warriors a lot. I actually really like that he's a defense type, and he actually is quite tanky. He's not just a defensive type that doesn't live up to his name. He actually tanks very, very well and brings more than that to the table than just his defenses. So his stats, I feel like, do very well, and he has other things in his kit that also account for his stats, such as the base damage reduction when he enters the battlefield, which is dope. 20% for 15 time account, so you can get 40% off that, which is very, very dope. And he has a base 50% when the battle starts, which can't be cancelled. Just very dope in general. The defenses being alive, I very much like that. Now his blue card, I really do like it. I'm just going to talk about all the arts cards. On occasion, actually, I'll start on the strikes. On occasion, you get those sustained damage up cards, which I feel like is very valuable because he has 2 of them. It's 10% per card, and if you can get 2 of them off, that's 20% against the enemy. And I feel like this is a lot more valuable than stacking damage, unless the enemy is immune to it. But it's a lot more valuable than stacking damage because even if I switch out to an ally, they can still get this status effect against the enemy and do damage 20% more if, say, it's both of them 10%, 10%. My allies, wherever I'm running, whoever, let's just say I'm running USG alongside USV, USV being Ultra Super Vegito, USG being Ultra Super Gogeta. I'm not going to say their full names ever again in this video. Gogeta can still capitalize and do a lot more damage because the attribute downgrade stays on the enemy. So I really like that. If you're talking about how their strike and blast arts work overall, they don't do anything crazy. They're just plain. But in his blue card, he actually draws more cards every time he presses it, as long as you have 3 or less. I feel like that's very good. You could use the blue card as your final card. You get key from using the blue card, and then you actually get your cards back. So if you wanted to do an instant attack after that, you can very much do that, which is very dope. I feel like that's very underrated, but it's very valuable in general. Going to the green card, I feel like it could be a lot more, but it's very dope. And I feel like the big thing to take out of it is that every time he pops it for unlimited time in the game, he goes type neutral. Now, him having type neutral off his green permanently is a lot more valuable than people are giving credit. Honestly, it puts him above so many people just because of that. It gives him a lot of longevity, as he can do a lot of damage at any point in the game simply because he's type neutral. He can pop an ultimate at any point right after his green card and literally destroy you. Doesn't matter what color you are, it does a lot of damage as a result. Type disadvantage, he still got it. And that's not his only way of getting type neutral, which is what's even better. But the fact that he can off his green every single time, very dope. The ultimate arts, very valuable as well. Not gonna go much into it besides from the fact that it has a supreme slice damage. As soon as you see supreme, you just know that it's bussin'. It's bussin'. He goes type neutral if one person is dead as well. That's the second way. So he's sliding straight away if that's the case. It's very dope. Generally speaking, very valuable attributes from all of his arts cards. I feel like the green card could be a bit better, but I feel like the main thing is that he goes type neutral. The ultimate is just very dope as well because it forces you to go type neutral if one person on your team is not alive. I feel like the star things for his main ability is that he gets his vanishing gauge back and he also summons his ultimate art. I'm not going to go into everything because it's not a kit breakdown video. Talking about his unique abilities, every time he does a strike art, he gets 5 key or blast arts, 5 key draw speed, so he's got almost infinite 2-time draw speed, which is insane. He has endurance permanently, and in his second unique ability he has gauge, which is very valuable. I feel like the gauge is actually really good, but it doesn't actually perform as well as it should in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people are going to share this, and even when I'm using him, unless I think to like go out of my way to use it, it's not a natural thing. It's not something that I can just gradually slide into my playstyle and make use of it. I have to actually force it, and even the benefits of forcing it are not that large. But I feel like if you're really going out your way to make advantage of his gauge, when you actually activate, you can get a lot out of it. So with his gauge, if I can just scroll right here, when you activate it, you get a bunch of things. You get strike damage 100% for the strike arts that you do, so you're going to do a bunch of strike damage. It restores his key by 20, and the nullify cover change for 10 time accounts. Now some people may feel like the nullify cover change thing is really useless, but depending on how you activate it and when you use it, I feel like you can get at least, I feel like the maximum, and I'm going to say in a realistic scenario, you'd get at least 5 time accounts out of that no cover change thing. That's at least 2 or 3 cards if you play your cards correctly. Even if you're passive, you've got 10 time accounts. Imagine it's ticking 1, 2, 3. It's not literally seconds, but you know what I'm saying. You can get 5 time accounts out of it because the gauge, once you activate it, the counter, it doesn't combo anything, which is a waste. I feel like that is so counterproductive to giving him nullify cover changes off the gauge, and he doesn't even chain anything into it. That's tapped. They should have put that into his green card so it could be a lot more valuable. But I don't want it to be too cracked like the androids. I feel like they also looked at the androids and realized that as well. but at least make it chain, so at least it's valuable. But in this case, it doesn't chain, which is going to be the case. And then 10 time accounts, they should have at least made it 15, I feel like, to get the most use out of it. But then even at 15, I'd say you'd only get 10 time accounts out of it. So like, it's kind of counterproductive to make it entirely useful. But if you really wanted to use it, you can definitely get at least 5 time accounts out of that counter. Let me know what you guys think about that though. The gauge, it can come in clutch last minute to scare your opponent, I guess, do a bit of strike damage. But it's not that useful. And the heals on the just to conclude this kit, generally speaking, it's very, very valuable from how I've used them. Overall, just a dope unit in general, and I'm happy about him overall. Now, if we're getting into builds and how you might want to build him, I would never advise building him defensively. I feel like that is counterproductive, and the defenses you add on top of what he already has isn't as valuable as you might think it would be. I tried it, and I feel like for me, and I feel like generally speaking, if you build him defensively, because Fusion Warriors is a straight offensive team anyways, if you're running on a different team, it might work in your favor. But I feel like specifically on Fusion Warriors, which is obviously, in my opinion, his best option, you're not going to get practicality out of him because everybody's buffing offenses. So I'd say just stick with the fact that he has defenses on a certain level, and just take what you can get, but then boost up his offenses as much as possible, because that's what the team is doing anyways. That's the best way to get advantages out of him. If not, go for like a HP build, so using Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks, and that would actually bring out the key elements of what he has. He does have healing attributes in his kit as well, so he's going to build up a lot of health even if he loses it. So I'd also take advantage of that, health restoration, or just health through Z abilities in general, which is very, very dope. But straight offenses, I advise going for ultimate damage if you have any, especially with that new Fusion Warrior yellow platinum equip. It's very, very dope. But for the most part, adding defenses to what he already has, I'm not advising for it. Just let him do what he has in his kit with his stats. Don't add any more on top. Go for straight offenses and you'd see a much better results than anything else. Boost his ultimate. I'm telling you, boost his ultimate with equips. The main 3 I run is the Fusion Warrior yellow one that's new, Righteous Saiyans with ultimate damage, which is the one where you kind of like build your own equipment. It has all the Saiyans forming a circle, so that a Goku could go God, and the Majin Buu Saga platinum equip. Those 3 are my go-tos. I feel like nothing works better than those. But you could also go for the Yosha equip, which is the Alright equip, which gives pure strike attack, but that's all up to you. That's how I'd build him, and I feel like that's the best way to get results. If you're talking about teams, Fusion Warriors, blue, yellow, he can fit on a Saiyan team. You can put him on leader on other teams because he's quite vague as well, and he comes with endurance, which is dope. But overall, those are my key points for building. I feel like I've got everything I've got to say from there. Now, to conclude the video in terms of where he stands in the meta, I feel like this is the big thing that people want to hear. I made a tier list. It was very short. I made it in the 24-hour stream as well, but I posted it on Twitter. I feel like the best place for him to stand in the meta right now is 3rd place. If we're looking at the tier list, I made it so it's kind of like in the Game Press format. Game Press has Godly, then they have Z tier, S tier, then it's tier 1, tier 2. Doesn't matter anything below that. I'd say the androids, they're so top tier, is nasty. They're on their god tier by themselves. We'll see where they land after the boost. I'd say number 2, USG. Gogeta is just a nasty monster. He's the closest thing to the droids in the meta that can actually fend off against them with little difficulty, in my opinion anyways. And then 3rd place, I'd actually put USV, the boy here we're talking about in this video. After him, I'd put MUI, and in 5th place, I'd put Dragon Fist Goku. I feel like the droids are so high above, they're first without a doubt. USG, I feel like he's near their level, but the damage and the fact that the droids can kill you in one combo after a green card and just destroy you is dumb. So I feel like the droids are high up. USG is tailing them, but he's not close as well. And then between USG and USV, if we're talking about 2nd and 3rd, I'd feel like USV is 3rd, and it's quite noticeable how much better USG is, simply because there are some things in USV's kit that are just not practical. Like I said, making his no cover thing come from his gauge is stupid because you can't chain the gauge into anything, so you can't get practicality out of it realistically. You can if you force it, if you want to go out your way and do so, and I've gone out my way and done so, you can. But really and truly, you'd be really forcing it. It's not something that comes naturally. I think it's more so like a, let's say Gogeta Blue's green card. You have to think about going for the counter. You know, when he does the, you know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. The fact that you have to think to do that is not something that comes especially natural, makes it a little less valuable. And it's like a high risk, high reward with the way you're playing it. You have to really think about it. I don't feel like that. I feel like that downgrades where I would place him. He doesn't have blast armor on his strike. That's another thing why I'd put USG over him. Blast armor is just, I think it's the best mechanic in the game. Maybe against the switches, I don't know, but you guys can debate me against that. But why I would put him over MUI, I feel like is the bigger argument, is simply because he has type neutral. Now with MUI, the dodge, I feel like the auto dodge is insane. The auto dodge is insane, and the Dokubaki auto win, so annoying. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's an insane mechanic to have, and those two alone, I could hear an argument for why MUI is better than USV. However, outside of that, I feel like USV just got him beat. Period. Type neutral is such a big argument. Type neutral just it's just so much value in it. It's a big reason why USG is always gonna be good, simply because he can go type neutral to kill one of his homies. On top of USG locking in, that's just another thing. But the type neutral alone is a big reason why USG is always gonna be good. But USV also has that in his kit, and that is one big reason why I put him over MUI. Another reason why I put USV over MUI is because type neutral, in addition to his ultimate, he's killing a lot of people and he can bring you back against a type advantage unit. MUI can do that too, but it's going to take a lot more effort, and you have to really be skillful with his gauge, know when to use it and how to play against your enemy. Whereas if you get one combo with USV, green card, if one person's dead, he doesn't even need the green card, he can just ult, which is very valuable. MUI gets endurance on last stand, but USV has that permanently. And people will say, oh yeah, you can just nullify that or whatever, and you definitely can, that's facts. However, it still makes you consider how you're playing against your enemy, because you know in your head, this guy has endurance, so I have to take out his endurance, or I have to ultimate him so it gets nullified. It makes you think, and that's what makes playing against a person with endurance a lot more valuable. A lot more annoying rather, but using that unit is a lot more valuable. The defenses on this guy, USV, are way better as well. Generally all round, except maybe just damage stacking and doing offensive damage. Even though the offensive damage with MUI is not that far ahead in my opinion, but that's also maybe up to debate. Especially, and I'm basing this off the fact that I have an 8-star USV and a 14-star MUI. I feel like USV all round is better, but the auto dodge and the Dokubaki auto win scales MUI so high, but I feel like that's down to the player at hand, whereas outside of that, USV has way more to offer, and that's why I'd place him at third. But USG has so much more to offer that USV wouldn't be above him. And bear in mind that USV is in the boost, MUI is in the boost, so those two are comparable. Fifth, I got Dragon Fist Goku, he's in the boost, they're comparable. The droids are in the boost, they're comparable. USG is second place, and he's the only person not in the boost, the featured boost in ranked PvP. And I feel like that's a very large thing to consider. But right now it's what we're basing it off, especially at the moment because he's released. I have USV at strong third. Let me know about the points you disagree with or agree with. But overall, that's what I've got. I feel like it makes a lot of sense the way I've thought about it. Yeah. MUI also forces people out of their comfort zone, I feel like. But if you know how to use him, you'll get a lot of good results. I can't say the same about USV because it's not about using him. His kit isn't drastically different to anybody's. He doesn't bring something specifically unique. I guess his gauge, but it's not complicated. It's not like MUI where he literally has this dodge and Dokubaki auto win, which can force new type of playstyles. But outside of that, I feel like USV provides way more in his kit to be valued higher. But yeah, I think I've got through everything I wanted to talk about with USV. Maybe just sprinkle on top that I think he has the best art card in the whole game. I feel like it's crazy good. Goku and Vegeta in the back, and then the way his arms are crossed, it's just stupid good. But that's just a subjective matter. But yeah, man, that's gonna conclude my take on Ultra Super Vegito. I had to do one of these simply because I invested a lot into him. I'm going to invest a lot more into him. I'm trying to get at least 10 stars. Any support is appreciated. I'll be streaming every day, so tune in on the channel around 9 p.m. GMT. Confirm that with whatever time zone you're in. I don't know when I'm gonna do more summons, but I will eventually do more. Gonna wait for raid and any free source of PvP, free source of CC I can get through PvP, TOP, whatever. But yeah, man, I do really like how he feels, and I feel like that's the most important thing. If you don't like how he feels, then I just advise not using him, because I feel like if you're not comfortable with a certain unit, that's gonna be more important than anything else. Some units feel heavy on my hand. It's very weird to describe. Some units feel very too light on my hand, but I feel like USV feels quite right. Pause as well, because someone's gonna say something crazy. But yeah, man, like I said, it's free for you guys to critique anything that I've said and anything you might disagree with. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. All my social media links are going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link all in the description below. But yeah, man, more content coming on the channel. Close to 30,000 subscribers, so we put it on that grind. Especially because I'm out of uni. Feels good. Stream every day, like I said. My name's Zakashi, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Please, lend me your energy!